I'm Rob Celandano from Big City Thunder. Today we're going to put on our brand new Milwaukee 8 baffle on touring bikes for 2017 and newer bikes. First step we're going to do, take the right side saddlebag off. Justin, you want to do it for us? Okay, next step, we're going to push the jack under the bike, get ready to lift the bike up in the air. This should be more than high enough to get a drill up under the bike to be able to drill our 1/4-inch hole that we're going to do to mount the baffle with. All right, so I've broken those two loose. Next thing we're going to take off is a clamp that holds the muffler on. That's a 15mm. As we loosen this 15mm bolt that holds the clamp on, just get it loose enough so you can wiggle the muffler off. All right. All right. Okay. Now we've got the muffler off, we're going to access the back of the head pipe, and you'll see by looking in the back of the head pipe, there's your catalytic converter where it's supposed to be. So we'll get under here, we'll measure 2 1/8 inches right there, and we're going to make our mark almost exactly at the bottom of the pipe. So 2 1/8 inches comes in right in front of this radius before it steps up to a larger size. So we're going to go and drill our pilot hole in there right now. And we're going to start off with an 1/8 inch bit because we're fairly confident that that's what's going to take to get things started. Okay, before we drill these pilot holes, what we're going to do is use a center punch and make a nice mark for us to start with. Okay, that should give us something to start with. Because the contour of the radius pipe, it's harder to drill a hole without something to help you get it started with. So let's get started. Okay, that's our 1/8 inch pilot hole. And now we're going to step up to our 1/4 inch hole that the bolt's going to go through. Okay, that's our 1/4 inch hole that the bolt's going to go through to help locate this thing with. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is make sure there's no burrs or anything put in there from drilling the hole before we start the bolt. Just take a round file, just kind of clean it up a little bit. Make sure the baffle goes in there without any resistance at all. Okay, here's the baffle that we're going to install. Again, this is a Milwaukee 8 bike, 2017 and newer, touring bike only. You'll see on the inlet side a notch. That notch is going to line up with this crossover pipe that goes to the opposite side of the bike. So you take that notch, push it through there, and then you'll see you're going to have this nut line up where the hole that we just drilled is. Okay. Don't have any fingernails. Now we're going to take the bolt and put a nice generous application of red Loctite on it, some high heat Loctite, and now we're going to thread it into the baffle through the head pipe itself. We'll locate the hole in the baffle, which is right there. We'll take the bolt and we'll thread the bolt in, tightening it after the fact. Now, because there's not a good tolerance that's held from Harley-Davidson on this part of the head pipe, because the slip-on slips over and it can go long ways or short ways, you'll notice sometimes the baffle is either inset or outset. Don't worry about it. Don't pay any mind to it. The muffler will still slip on and go over without an issue. You go and you tighten this bolt. Get a fair amount of torque on it. And we'll let the Loctite do the rest. But there's what the piece looks like when it's finished and installed. A little bit of never sees to the ID of the slip-on muffler, just to help it get back on there. Okay, next thing we're going to do is install the muffler. Okay, now we're going to reinstall the muffler, and to do so, we put the muffler on. We're going to tighten the clamp that's all the way underneath the front of the muffler. It's a 15mm clamp, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and install, this plate and put the bolts back in here. Okay. What we're going to do is tighten these two rear bolts and hold the muffler on in the back. Both 1/2" bolts, 1/2" headed bolts. Okay, shut it off. Next thing we're going to do is tighten this clamp right here. This is a 15mm nut, and this is the one that tightens the muffler onto the head pipe from the front side. So just get on here. All right. You put a ratchet on it just to make sure it's tight. And that's it. All right, saddlebags on, baffles in, ready to make some sound. Make sure when the bike is going to the ground that you get the kickstand pointed forward and it locks up in the kickstand slot before you let the jack all the way down.